Hey YouTube family, hope this video is finding you all doing well. So check this out. So this is a guitar hanger and the brand is String Swing. So they're excellent, no issues, they're nice and solid. They rotate, so if you're hanging a Tele or like a Gibson style guitar, you can do whatever. I just have it set flat because it's for my acoustic, and they get awesome reviews. However, they are $48.99 here in Canada to buy one. One thing I really like about them is the sleeves around the metal frame are kind of a high tensile rubber, and it doesn't really, there's no squish factor, when you hang the guitar. So here, I'm just getting this is my old acoustic guitar. So when you hang the guitar there, the weight of the guitar will not squish these kind of rubber tubes that are hiding the frame. So now, come over here. This is a Moco brand guitar hanger. Very similar to the String Swing. It has a metal back, 2 screws, different shape. The String Swing is square. This one's kind of shaped like a figure 8, sort of. Again, these can tilt, right? So you can tilt them. You can tighten them up really tight so that they don't have any play in them whatsoever. And these were $30 each. Well, $30 for a pack of 4. So I can get 4 of these for 30 bucks, where I can get one String Swing for $48.99. So when I built my guitar wall, as much as I liked the String Swing, I wasn't gonna, I needed like 10 to 12 of them, and I wasn't gonna spend almost $50 plus taxes for 12 of those. So I decided to buy 12 of these, which was only $90 plus tax shipped to my door. And these are great. However, they get good reviews as well. The only issue is these don't have a rubberized padding around the frame. They have a foam padding. And I don't know if this will show up in the camera, but this is one of my I don't know if, I guess maybe you can see that. So you see how it's all squished? So this foam, and this is one of the things in the reviews that they said, this foam is very, is not very dense, I guess. And so let me so you pop these little push-in pins out. You can slide the foam out. So there's the metal frame. And then here's the foam. So you can see, the foam is fairly thick, but it's super easy to compress. So with the weight of the guitar, and you can see that here, let me see if I can get you the angle here. So with the weight of the guitar, eventually, this compresses to nothing, and the guitar is basically just resting on the metal hanger. So I found a way to kind of improve these, and I'll show you. So all you got to do is go to your local hardware store, get yourself some hydraulic hose, and this is called Fuel Line PCV EEC. It's a 1/4 inch, so 1/4 inch fuel line, the whole size. So this is like high pressure line. It's kind of hard to cut. It's flexible, but it's very hard to compress. Like, you can compress it at the end. I can kind of squish it here, but it's almost impossible to compress in the middle of the hose. Like, I can't flatten it out even with 2 hands. All right, and I work out. I'm pretty strong, but I can't. So it's pretty rigid. So basically, you take this, measure it off, cut it to length, and it'll cut with a really good sharp pair of scissors. Now you got to get some boiling water so that you can soften this up and slide this over it. Like slide this inside, because the inner circle of this tube and the outer diameter of the plug, the end plug on these, are exactly the same size. So there's no way, this is too stiff, it won't flex enough, so you can't get this in. But with boiling water you can. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to boil water, pour it on the tip, and I'll show you how this comes together. All right, now, don't get burned, because I'm not taking responsibility if you burn your hands. All right, so pour this boiling water on the first maybe 2 inches of pipe. Rotate the pipe. Let it get nice and hot. It's good enough. Only takes a few seconds. I take a fork. I put 2 prongs of the fork in there. Push that in there like that. Widen it up. Give it a couple of turns just to widen that hole up a little bit. It's got to shrink again, so you don't have a whole lot of time. And then you can usually get this piece in there. Squeeze it in. And there we go. Look at that. Nice and flush. So now we go back to the other table. And the challenge is to get this onto this. So it's almost impossible to slide this on because this barely has no flex. I mean, it flexes, but the flex around a metal pipe, it's kind of sticky. So get a little bit of trusty Vaseline. Put a smidge on your finger. And by smidge, I really mean like just a little smidge. And then just do the corner lightly. Don't do the tip, right? Because you don't want that sliding off. You want it to go, you just want to do the 2 corners. So this bottom dip and then this inside one. That's it. Wipe off any excess. And then feed. You're gonna have to use some elbow grease to get that on. And when you get close, just keep twisting or rotating, either clockwise or counterclockwise. And when you get close, you got to make sure you line up the inside of this cover to the frame. So that it can seat properly. Just keep working it. When you have no flex on the end, you're usually seated. And there you go. So there is the new high tensile rubber piece as opposed to this flimsy foam piece. So there's what it looks like. Now, the only issue is there is some lettering on this, which you're not going to see when your guitars are sitting there, but I prefer the protection to the lettering. And the lettering would come off if you want to take the time and kind of scrub that off, like with a Brill pad or something, that will come off. But I really could care less. So I'm just kind of getting it done. And then you do exactly the same thing with the other end, and you end up with this. Voila. So there's one I did just earlier, and I thought it was pretty cool how it all came together. So yeah, so nice thick rubber hosing as opposed to the cheap flimsy foam that seemed to be the only complaint. And there's a piece of foam here. You can take this apart in the back, pull this off and replace this piece of foam with a piece of rubber, but I didn't bother. I'm not going to bother because the guitar doesn't touch that. So I don't know. I think it was just to hide the frame, really. It's just for cosmetic. I'm just going to leave that one there. But yeah, you can kind of swap it out. And that's it. So there you go. There's a improved hanger. And as opposed to paying $48.99 for one, you can get you know, 4 for $30. So yeah, they're less than $8 a piece, about $7 a piece as opposed to $48. So yeah, so there you go. There's my little mod to how to improve a reasonably priced guitar hanger. So hope that helps or gives you some ideas if you want to build a guitar wall and not spend a ridiculous amount of money on some guitar hangers. Anyway, I'm going to go reinstall that, put some guitars on it. So you guys have yourself a great Saturday. See you later.